Hello everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing fantastic and that you're all having a great day. Leave a like, it does help out the channel immensely. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says technical analysis. Ethereum is about to see liftoff if it's able to hold one crucial level. I'm not really sure what has changed or what has taken place over the last 24 hours, but for some reason, the new number out and about right now is $1,620, as apparently the number that Ethereum needs to stay above or go above in order for us to see some type of liftoff, rocket, moon, space event happening for Ethereum. This one says Ethereum to 3,000. Analyst envisions an 80% surge for Ether in September. At the moment, the number that is, it's actually a lot of things. The number floating around from a lot of people seems to be 1,620. If we can go above and stay above that level, then therefore we are gearing up for something absolutely monumental with Ethereum. It is a bit strange, I will admit, that we are just a couple of weeks away from the actual upgrade that is supposed to apparently change the course of history and life on Earth as we all know it. So saith the internet. But prices really aren't moving across the entirety of the cryptocurrency space. And this goes for normally, historically, whenever any coin, I don't care what it is, especially the number 2 coin in the market, if they're having an update, an upgrade, if an airdrop is happening for any coin, we tend to see huge amounts of price movements regardless of what any other market is doing or regardless of what any other coin is doing as well. 3,000 seems to be, for some reason, the number people keep saying that we're going to hit or get near in this month. I'm not really holding my breath simply because that would mean we'd have to double the price of Ethereum right now. I mean, anything can happen. Who literally knows where this market is going to go? But there's still a huge amount of momentum, or at least energy, behind Ethereum for the merge and the price movements. It says Bitcoin and Ethereum still range bound. EOS and Celsius surged. I looked around, as usual. There was no Celsius news. And don't lie to me. Don't tell me that there was, because you may have heard something somewhere else, but I looked around and there was nothing. But there's always this random thing where someone's like, you didn't hear about the 4CXY21 upgrade? I don't understand. I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't hear or find or read about any 4CXY21 upgrade for Celsius. There was no Celsius news, but the price is going up. EOS, on the other hand, there was also no news, but a lot of people on Twitter have been, I don't know if this is true per se. There's a lot of hype around an EOS, rebranding going on. Earlier this year, we had news that allegedly some of the earlier people who were into EOS had said that they were going to return to the project and rebrand it. Remember when they basically locked the people who were dealing with EOS for the last 4 or 5 years and did nothing with $5 billion? They were they locked their accounts through community consensus, not just 3 guys. And basically were you guys have done nothing with the project. We're going to take it over now. So maybe that's what's happening. Zero EOS news, but it's still... I think it's up by 12 or 13%, which is okay, that's a little weird at the moment. And then Bitcoin and Ethereum are actually moving. You're going to see the other price news that we have, of course. But I can't really exactly put it into words. It's down, up. It's it went down a couple of hours ago because of events, and it's currently slinking its way slowly back up in price. It says TA, Bitcoin price lacks momentum above 20K, but dips likely to be limited. This seems to be a really odd renewal in optimism for the prices of the market. I'm not sure where this came from in the course of 24 hours. 24 hours ago, the metrics of these coins and the adoption of these coins hasn't changed dramatically. Like, we know exactly what the previous metrics were, how many people were using them. Maybe it's just, the change of the day, or maybe people woke up slightly happier this morning. I don't really know what's going on. As always, tying directly into this, U.S. stocks paired heavy losses on Thursday in the final hour of a volatile session, as major averages look to recover from the biggest August percentage decline since 2015. So the stock market was a pretty turbulent day. This also mimicked the cryptocurrency market. Stock futures around the world are trying to edge slightly higher, which is what I think we're currently seeing mimicked in the cryptocurrency space. It's a literal gigantic shame that crypto doesn't move on its own. At least the top coins don't move on their own. And I'm basically looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, that we need some kind of like momentum from stocks to be able to move it all. It's the weirdest thing in the entire world. It says European stock futures edge lower, caution ahead of U.S. payroll. So apparently today is another not metrics day, earnings thing. People trying to figure out how much a company made, how healthy the job market is, all those kinds of things. And worlds. Is this also it as well? No, it's something else. And stock markets around the world are basically bracing for negative news, regardless of what the news might actually be. Historically, we've seen a couple of times that things will edge lower before they actually go higher. I know that sounds stupid, but it's more of a cautious downtrend. We end up getting news that isn't as bad as people expected, and then we end up surging in price once again. So this is who knows what's actually happening. But at the moment, the cryptocurrency market's in light green. The stock market fell a little bit yesterday, is trying to move higher. The stock markets that are currently open I think some of them are in red as well. Asian stock markets are also currently in red. But I mean, this has kind of been the trend that we've been dealing with. Everyone's absolutely terrified of the news today, because apparently this sets the stage for what the Federal Reserve will be doing with interest rates. If the numbers are good, they're probably going to raise interest rates, but not by a dramatic amount. If the news is terrible, then they're going to be like, okay, we have to be hawkish or bearish or mermaidish or whatever animal they need to. Anyway, yeah, price news, nothing too crazy, which is always nice to have. And yeah, let's move on. In the most popular news story of the last decade, commission-free investing app Robinhood on Thursday said that it had finally listed Cardano. Users can now buy and sell ADA without additional commissions and fees. This has turned Cardano more bullish ahead of the Vasil hard fork in September. Commission-free stock and crypto trading app Robinhood, in a tweet on September 1st, announced the listing of ADA after I assume they had at least 900 million emails with people asking them to list this coin from its users. Users can buy and sell ADA, but the transfer facility is not yet available on Robinhood. The latest tweet from Robinhood says Robinhood crypto transfers are not currently available to, I think that's Nevada and Hawaii, and for some crypto assets, New York residents, because we don't have a timeline of when this will be available, but we'll keep you posted. Anyway, so sorry if you're in New York. I think NV is Nevada, and I'm pretty sure HI is Hawaii, but you'll get it eventually at some point. I wasn't joking. This was incredibly popular. I only have a couple of tabs open because it seemed redundant to have 95 of them at the same exact time. The Cardano community they are quite passionate about their coin. That is what I will say. I still don't understand the whole Robinhood thing. Like I've heard from people that Robinhood is very popular in the States. That's as far as I can really get. Around the rest of the world, Robinhood, I think you can use it in certain places, but it doesn't really seem to be a thing. I don't understand the levels of hype that we receive from something being listed on Robinhood as opposed to the other major 3 cryptocurrency exchanges, especially with all the controversy that Robinhood was having at the beginning of all of 2020, actually. But alas, the news still floating around is, I have not seen an exact date, but in every single article, there was a discussion of Robinhood has listed Cardano on their platform ahead of the Vasil hard fork. I see no date for the actual hard fork, but the number that's constantly being thrown around for me is Cardano is going to be hitting $1 in September after the hard fork has happened. Whether that's going to actually happen, question mark. I don't know. No one can be sure of anything, but everyone seems to really be... I don't get it. It's like when for those of you who missed it last year, Shiba Inu was it was still a hyped coin, not as hyped as it is now, but it was being listed on a brand new crypto exchange every single day. It got listed on the major 3, on Kraken, on Coinbase, and on Binance. And everyone was losing their minds. Yeah, it's on there, but it's not on Robinhood. And then the moment it got listed on Robinhood, the price spiked, and it's like, I'm pretty sure Coinbase, Binance, and Kraken have like 5 to 10x the amount of liquidity that Robinhood actually has on their platform for the coin, but everyone, at least in the States, seems to be going crazy for it. So this was the most popular news story. Robinhood now has Cardano. Yeah, I think the price moved up by 1% or something like that. So maybe everyone had to sleep on it and then awake, but that sleep was good. Let me now buy some on Robinhood. I don't know what's going to be happening. That's the Cardano news. Right. Yeah. Let's move on. Also whoa, why was this so popular? OpenSea, the largest NFT marketplace, will be exclusively supporting proof-of-stake NFTs on Ethereum, tweeting on Wednesday that we are committed to solely supporting NFTs on the upgraded Ethereum proof-of-stake chain. The NFT behemoth added that any Ethereum forks, a technical term for when a blockchain network splits because of greed, will not be supported on OpenSea to provide the smoothest transition possible following the merge. Give you a little quick rundown. For those of you who missed it, apparently there's someone in China who announced that he thinks that Ethereum should remain on proof of work because he has tons of computers and doesn't want them to be obsolete. So he announced that he's going to be chain splitting, literally splitting down the middle, Ethereum into its own other chain called ETH PoW. That is Ethereum Proof of Work. That's the actual name. I know it sounds dumb, but that's what he wants. And now they're trying to find a bunch of other companies to get support for this chain that no one actually wants except for them. And all the major players are now coming out to announce that they're going to be not supporting the new forked ugly chain, if you will. The only ones who are on the fence are Coinbase, and we went over that, and that's basically because people within the cryptocurrency space are very intense, have tried to sue Coinbase before for no actual reason. So Coinbase is like, listen, if everyone gets crazy enough, we'll support it, but it actually has no support, and the price of the IOU for the coin continues to drop because everyone realizes that it's literal garbage. So now I believe we have, I think Binance also just announced, logically, Binance just announced support for the normal proof of stake chain that's coming. And now OpenSea and I think 2 other marketplaces, but OpenSea was the main news today, announced that they're only going to be supporting Ethereum and not the other crappy ETH PoW chain. So yeah, this was also major news. I don't know what it is. I think people need to hear it from the digital horse's mouth to be more relaxed about it. I don't really know why, but this was huge news. Everyone was talking about it and being like, "Whew, I'm so glad they announced it." Well, they were. What did you expect them to? That's the OpenSea will not be supporting the ETH PoW or any other crappy chain that comes from the normal Ethereum news. Yeah. Super simple, right? But this did it for a lot of people. They were really relieved. Yeah. Let's move on. Also in super popular news, a UK-based crypto exchange has declared support for joining Luna Classic investors in reviving the crypto asset. United Kingdom-based cryptocurrency exchange Y5 has announced that it will be implementing a tax burn of 1.2% on all Terra Luna Classic transactions conducted on its platform. The move, according to the exchange, is to support the ongoing burn program of Luna Classic launched by investors of the crypto asset. According to a recent announcement, Y5 will send all tokens obtained from the tax imposed on all Luna Classic transactions to an Inferno wallet address created by the Terra community. Okay, it's making a lot more sense now. For those of you, remember the last 2 days, Luna Classic was like constantly popping up in the news, and like I got it. I was like, okay, I think I understand what's going on now. It's making a bit more sense. So from everything that I've rounded out in the last 2 days, 2 days ago, Luna Classic was coin number like 600 or something like that. And then remember at the end of the video when I was scrolling past the prices, it was coin number 57, and I was like, what? How did that happen? It popped up by, I think, 40% in one day. And then yesterday, Luna Classic jumped up by another 60%. So I think it was coin number 36 or 37. You know, it moved up a couple hundred places. From what I've gathered together on the internet, apparently there's a new staking protocol for Luna Classic. And I think minutes after it was announced by the community, I think 1% of the Luna Classic supply was staked. Like, I mean, immediately after this news was released. So I can only imagine it's at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8%. I don't know the exact number, but I assume it's higher than 1%. And now apparently there's also like a burn being implemented as well. So looking around, it appears that, once again, I told you, fear never lasts forever in anything. People always get over it. There's a huge amount of support for Terra Luna Classic. I was under the illusion that there wasn't, but apparently they've been hard at work the last like 4 or 5 months, really making a name for themselves. And now we're at the point where, you know how like the current topic is Ethereum to 3K. Can Cardano hit $1 for Vasil? Apparently the number now is for Terra Luna Classic is to get back to $1. I think its previous all-time high was $100. They went up by 100% in like 19 hours. So I guess anything is completely possible if you have a lockup system and also a burn. So I think this will become major news over the course of the next couple of days if they can kind of keep up the momentum. If we get anywhere near 1 cent, just watch out, because that means the coin's probably going to go to 10 cents and continue moving up from there. So yeah, this was also very popular news. The other major news being that there's a crypto exchange announcing burn support as well. I have a very strange feeling this will become another like Shiba Inu, where like a bunch of other, for those of you who don't know about Shiba Inu, there's like 10 companies who are also constantly burning coins as well. And to be also fair, in a coin that many people don't know about, the OMI token, ECOMI, is also burning like 20 million coins per day. Every time that there's an NFT drop, I find that so interesting. Like there's tons of coins being burned. So at some point, that's also probably going to go over $1. Yeah, that's the Terra Luna Classic. Is very popular news. Caught me by surprise, but you know, they actually moved up a couple hundred coins in just 2 days. Yeah. Let's move on. The next couple of news stories were also popular, but I don't have the energy inside of me to give them too much energy. In I'm rich, look over here, look at what I said before, but forget about what I said before news. It says former blockchain skeptic David Rubenstein, or Rubenstein, depending on where you are in the world, discloses that he's actually into crypto. So apparently a couple years ago, remember how I always said like they always do the exact same thing over and over, and how exhausting it is to deal with these people? A couple of years ago, allegedly, I don't know this guy, I never heard of his name before. He apparently was terrible to the crypto industry, calling it horrible, and it was the worst thing on the planet, and no one should be getting into it. And now he disclosed that apparently he's thrown a couple millions, hundreds of millions of dollars into multiple cryptocurrency companies, and he thinks that the space is great. He thinks that regulations are going to propel it to a brand new stratosphere, and he's in the market. So once again, yeah, see, this is why I didn't want to go over it or read through it. We have another rich person who told all of you not to get into the market, and now he's disclosing that, and I'm pretty sure he's only disclosing because he had to. I'm sure someone behind the scenes was like, dude, you got it. You can't just keep, So he hasn't said how much money, but he has said that he has tons of cryptocurrencies and cryptocurrency companies, and he likes the industry and thinks it's the best thing in the world. News. See how often it keeps happening? Like almost a little bit too often that all these people. Yeah. So I assume next week we're going to have another billionaire who's talking about how awful crypto was. And now, randomly, they just happen to be into it. All these people got into crypto in 2017. Yeah. Kind of sad, right? But that's how the rich cookie crumbles. And without further ado, let's move on. Also, I don't know why this was popular news or why people actually care. Not joking. The launch of El Salvador's Bitcoin bonds, issued to finance part of the construction of the Bitcoin city, will be delayed once again. In a recent interview, Paolo Ardoino, CTO at Bitfinex, the exchange in which these bonds will be offered, stated that the law framework needed for the issuance of the digital securities is still not ready. So for those of you who missed it or have been sleeping under an NFT the last year and a half, El Salvador said that they had a huge announcement, and then the announcement was a couple days later that they were accepting Bitcoin as legal tender within their country. And then about a couple of months after, they talked about creating a Bitcoin city. I think they have a Bitcoin area in El Salvador already, but they wanted a whole dedicated city called Bitcoin City. I don't know what it's supposed to be called. And they were like, in order to raise money for this, we're going to start mining crypto. And then they announced that they were going to be mining Bitcoin with geothermal energy. And thank you to everyone out there who made me feel very smart, because I was like, how do you can't use lava to make Bitcoin. People were like, no, dude, it's the steam and the heat. And I was like, oh, of course. So they're mining Bitcoin. And then the other part was that they were going to make bonds, but based on Bitcoin. So normally you have bonds based on the US dollar or other things, but this one was going to be exclusively on Bitcoin. And they announced that this was going to be launched, I think, the beginning of this year, and then that got moved to spring, and then that got moved to definitely in summer, and then apparently it was supposed to also be happening in September, and now apparently September has been delayed. Just stop announcing that it's going to happen, and just when you have the framework and the paperwork, then say it's going to happen then, because all you do is hype up your project, and people see the delays 19 times and they go, oh, I don't want to buy any more of those bonds. Why has it been? Just don't even tell us. Let us know a week before it actually happens, when all the paperwork is done. So this was, not popular news, but a lot of people like to talk about anything that has to do with any country, anything to do with Bitcoin. And El Salvador has been kind of at the forefront of, adoption, if you will. So the news is they were talking about launching a Bitcoin bond. It's not going to be happening anytime soon, it appears and I hope we don't hear about it again until it actually ends up happening. Because what's the point of coming to us every 3 months saying it's going to be further delayed? No one actually cares, except for people who have millions of dollars who plan on buying these things. So that's the El Salvadorian Bitcoin bonds delayed news. Woo, yeah, Delays in the market. Can't wait. News. All right. Let's move on. Also in one of the most popular news stories of the day, and also this is none of our business news. So apparently, allegedly, Michael Saylor, who's the CEO of MicroStrategy, is being pursued now by tax authorities because they claim that he owes them, not joking, $100 million in back taxes or fees. I don't know what it's, but I saw the number $100 million more than one time on a couple of different articles. And as such, as he is the CEO of MicroStrategy, their stock also fell off of the news. And there was a lot of fear on the interwebs that also Bitcoin's price was going to fall. If Bitcoin's price had fallen by 7% over the news that Michael Saylor had allegedly done something wrong with money, I probably would have left the market for at least a year. Part of the issue is that this stuff used to happen before because people's brains no work good. Remember years ago, there was a situation where, what was it? Coinbase did something. Coinbase had a day where Coinbase was having an upgrade to their systems, and they announced it was going to just be 12 hours, and it ended up being a little bit longer for something in the back end. And Bitcoin's price fell because people thought that Bitcoin was Coinbase, and that Coinbase had been hacked, and that Coinbase was lying to us about which never happened, by the way, lying to us about a hack that never happened, and therefore Coinbase locking up meant Bitcoin's blockchain locked up, and the Bitcoin's price fell. And I made a video, and I was like, you've got to all be joking. Like, you're all actually kidding me right now that you don't understand the basics of where you have your money, and you thought that Coinbase was Bitcoin. It's just a lot of really ridiculousness always happening within the space. But that's happened multiple times over the course of a couple of years, where we get news that some company who's into Bitcoin has fallen, the CEO has done something wrong, and Bitcoin's price will actually drop because people think that this is Bitcoin. This is what, do research, read things, listen. If reading hurts your brain, watch a documentary, watch a video, do something. The idea is these people did not understand what a blockchain was, like on its simplest level, and assumed, much like a stock, that Bitcoin was attached to these companies, and if the company did something bad or was not performing well, that Bitcoin would also, and these people sold tons of Bitcoin, which were subsequently then gobbled up by whales, because that's how money works. But yeah, this is everywhere news, and I think we're supposed to care about this news. I don't care. I don't know this man. Like, he's simply just someone who speaks positively about Bitcoin all the time. And even then I'm like, I talk about him because he's in the news and people care about him. Should you care about him? No, he's just another rich person talking about the cryptocurrency market. He's already rich. The point of the cryptocurrency market is to make you rich, not care about what other rich people say. Because if you cared about what every single rich person said who told you to get into this coin, remember someone who was super bullish on Bitcoin, and then they said Bitcoin was terrible, and then they got into Dogecoin and told you to get into Dogecoin and leave Bitcoin alone? Stop following these people. What's the... Imagine what's the other guy's name? Where's this man? What if you had listened to David Rubenstein and simply hadn't gotten into crypto because of him? Anyway, I'm already exhausted. That's the apparently almost said Michael strategy. Michael Saylor did something apparently wrong, allegedly, and now he's in trouble for it, and people were afraid. I'm not joking. People were actually afraid that Bitcoin was going to drop again. News. All right. Let's move on. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, GBU Wally, Manny Cryptos, Crypto Gambino, Bubble Mode, How's Life Austin, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Jamie Saad, Blockchain Simplified, and let's move on, Empire Queen, Roman Gaba, Bitcoin, Ben Arachno, Dave Tony, Ambroski, The Dealer's Den. Captain Something in the Z-Way, Lay, Mo Barazzi, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grillet, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Pat Ternosta, Navarro Williams, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Stoyo, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, Bibliophobia, Todd, Mullis, Adam Graysick, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cold D3D, Setsuna, Richie, Rich III, Paxis, Nick Mangi, Alavordi, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Mom's Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger, Macho Nisa, All Crypto with Lionel and Crayola Michelle, a URL. Thank you all very, very much for your continued support. Thank you to everyone who's a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who wrote LEET the other day in the comment section. I forgot to mention that. So many people wrote 1337. It was nice. At the moment, Bitcoin is currently at 20,097 US dollars. It is up by 1.3%. Ethereum is... Do you see that? Okay, the website just glitched. Okay, the website just glitched. Ethereum is currently at $1,608. There we go. It is up. What was that? Like, what kind of a glitch was even that? Okay. Ethereum is up by 3.35%. $12 to go until we hit that magical number ratio where apparently we skyrocket to 3,000. Binance Coin is up by 1%, Cardano is up by 3.14%, Dogecoin is up by 2%, Polkadot is up by 4%, Polygon is up by 6 percentile points. Leo Unisid Leo has fallen by 5%. It has $2 million trading volume. Like, how is it even in the market? This coin has 400,000 trading volume and it's in the top 20. What? Like, that? It should be nowhere even in the top 1,000 at that point. That is nothing. 217 million, 203 million, 139 million, 400,000. Something's not right there. Litecoin is up by 4%. Cosmos is up by 7%. Chainlink is up by 6.2 percentile points. Algorand is up by 3.5%. Anything else crazy? EOS is up by 6%. This was also coin like number 60 a couple of weeks ago. It was nowhere in the anywhere. Luna Classic over the course of 24 hours is down by 0.4%. To be fair, it went up by 100% in 20 hours, so it gotta make a little bit of sense. Sandbox is up by 2.3%. Tezos is up by 4%. Chiliz is up by 9.6%. BitDAO is up by 4%. Aave is up by 4 percentile points as well. Anything else crazy? Nope. Oh, Celsius is up by 28%, but it's also coin number 71. So I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be on this weird, weird planet. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for liking, commenting, subscribing, writing LEET, or simply listening to me scream into this microphone. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.